Welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. You're joining us for the opening of the CVAL winter season. We got the Boise State varsity Valorant team ready to go against Langara College in the first match of the round-robin stage of this tournament. My name is Jacob Palmer. I'm joined by Colin Majunkin. Call all of the action for you. Colin, this is the first step Boise State is taking, one of the highest-profile Valorant tournaments there is. The official Riot one, so what's the mindset they should have going up against Langara College?
You know, just like starting off any new season, you want to go in with the level of confidence that you know your team has and established, that you've worked in previous semesters and as well as the preseason lead up as to this tournament. You know you have the confidence, you know you worked at it, you know you built it up, so you want to come into this first game, obviously with the W, and that's going to take that confidence level, but not over the top, right? Not over the board, because like we had a conversation previously beforehand, we've seen leads be blown by, 10, 11 round leads be taken away just that quickly because you take things for granted and you start trolling a little bit. So I think Boise State needs to come out and just put this match to rest as quickly as possible and take the W and look on a week number 2.
Boise State's definitely been a team of habit. I mean, of course, over the winter break, we do have 2 new agents in the newer, I should say, agents. At this point, Deadlock is newer, but it's mainly ISO that's the new one. But we might just see a return to strategy because I don't know if anyone's really locked them down yet as their main.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Doc's keys to the game is going to be to focus angles and flank, know your win condition, count cards and call abilities, and of course click heads. It's all brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. You can play your games to win prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a returning veteran, Drop-In Gaming is the right choice for you. Alrighty, ready to head on into the stages. One thing to note is that Icebox is back in the rotation. Very fitting for the winter season. It would have just been wrong to not have Icebox during the winter season.
With some solid amount of changes too. You have changes to the starting position of the attackers. You have changes to the tunnel, to B side as well. So we get to see some interesting changes that I'm going to be excited to see, because if my memory recalls, back when I first started casting Valorant for Boise State, we were a team that liked Icebox. It wasn't. It was typically either our one or two map, and when it got taken out of rotation, I know a lot of our players, weren't too excited about that, but I imagine they're happy to see it back in here.
And we are going to go to the complete opposite, the polar opposite. I suppose it's up there with Bind and just not fitting the winter season. We're going over to Sunset. Very rare choice here in the game, but I'm looking at everything that we are seeing, and it seems like both teams are pretty set in what they want to play. Interesting thing is that I saw Skies going over for the Cypher, and we don't normally see Skies in the Sentinel position. He is like a jet main through and through in his history, but maybe he's picked up some new skills to impress us. Going up, Boise State versus Langara College, first in the round robin, and this is in the CVAL West division. Hundreds of schools are competing. They are just a tiny tick on the radar of everything that's happening starting today. But long journeys begin with the first step, and the first one will start here on Sunset for the Broncos.
Yeah, four divisions. You have the North, East, South, and West divisions here. Obviously, Boise State will be competing in the West division, and I do want to elaborate a little bit more on this guys talk. Not 100% on that team conversation that went on beforehand of what exactly went through their heads to put guys in that position, but it's one of those things of having a team that has many different looks and different scenarios that you can play out, whether it is being scouted or a team expects guys to play duelist or sentinel, and then they flip it around. Having a team that can be a bit of a variable and an anomaly and still be consistent and competent throughout each of those different rosters they may build out is an extremely deadly tool. I mean, we saw when our Overwatch team was still playing with 6-man rosters back in Overwatch 1, how deadly that was for them. So I can only imagine it will be the same level of effectiveness for a team like Boise State in today's matchup.
I was just doing a little bit of quick math. You said 4 divisions, but in those divisions are 12 different groups, at least for the West when I was checking that out. And each group has about 6 schools in it. So, I mean, 6 times 12 times 4 is around 250, north of 250 to 300 teams across the nation competing. So only one can be the champion. And
only one.
You've got less than a 1% chance of making it, but I'm sure with a team like Boise State that has the skill, they can pull this off. As we are ready, Boise State attacking first, splitting up pretty evenly between A and B, but it's going to be moving over toward B. We'll have to deal with the Cypher util. We'll see how they deal with it.
Has that one trip and Cam here. Sunset's been in the rotation for a while here, so players should know what are some good locations for these players. That Raisonade is going to take out the tripwire, allowing the duelist to enter in very quickly. Going to tag one, looking to get one to go to spray through smoke. Isn't going to be able to get the one they triggered, which was Rihanna, or targeted more likely. Spike is already down with very little to no resistance.
They just got in there and then got out as fast as they could. I think you could tell once that Hawk was thrown through, you saw the double blast pack from the Rays just come out almost instantly. How much Boise State is coordinated. Damio got picked off there, but it is a 1-for-1 trade. Kivo coming in with an unexpected pick, putting Boise State under pressure, but there's just something to be said about defensive positioning that helps you out in the long run.
And that was really good. That was a really good hold right there. They post-planted. They got the bomb down. They played 100% post-plant there. And that's the weird thing that I always found about Sunset is it's just such a CQC map that even no matter where you go, you're probably going to find somebody very quickly or get to site very quickly. And Langara didn't check all their corners, and they paid the price for it, losing round number 1. But it's not that big of an issue. Hopefully Boise State can hold on to the momentum, though, and keep this going as they now have a bye round for themselves.
Boise State, once again, pretty spread out, leaving the spike in the pocket for now. They'll decide where they want to place that. And similarly spread out, yeah, I have to say, from Langara as well. I mean, the last round of 2, they mostly planted on A, and Boise State has used that to their advantage, but now we might just see 2 trains charging right at each other as both teams converge for a deadly fight on A.
Yeah, they're sticking to this strong side on A here, leaving their Cypher over to B. The reason why we're able to get into site so quickly here, we're going to split this site. Actually, no, we're looking to lean heavy towards the right. The Raisonade's going to look to go out the swing. Rihanna's going to get 1. There's Prestige with 2 more, and sight is there as the rest of Langara is going to rotate back. Race is going to get the high ground. There goes out the blind. Going to get Skellis. Rebound's going to get the elimination first, though. And there's a lone Cypher left. And it's going to go down just as fast.
That's a flawless for the Broncos. Should be saying Skies is taking a role he normally doesn't, but everyone else is on their mains and on their position. I have to really point out Rariana, especially. Rariana, one of his mains, he either switches between the Cypher or the Viper, and so far this season, I mean, it's a little early in the proceedings, but he has an 85% win rate on that Viper so far this episode. So he's comfortable. That is his main, and he's already doing pretty well for himself in the KDA as well.
That Viper's going to know the lineups, but also be extremely dead. The double satchel out, going to pick one up extremely quickly. Going to get a Vandal to boot here. Still sticking to this A-site hit. Oh, no, just I say that. They start to back off, but not fully.
I'll take 1 and not get too cautiously carried away with it. This guy's holding down a sideline. Kevo doesn't peek. Oh, spots him. Quick flick over. Lands the headshot, and Boise State has a green light to move forward. Unless this Spicy has anything to say about it. Wow. He doesn't. Damio just lands one. Boise State now moving in for the plant, just a Cypher left.
That blind into that corner of the site was perfectly planned. Slow swinging out, mined it into a triple peak. is definitely not going to give you the ability to win any gunfight like that. And that's Boise State up 3-0 here. And this is Langara's economy. Really demolished here. I love that flash. They're perfectly timed. But their economy's low. And probably the morale is looking a little low right now here too, especially if Boise State wins 2 more. That's the territory where I start looking at that BSU might be looking for a pretty solid sweep.
Never a good sign when the bonusing team manages to sweep it 3-0. Boise State is showing no signs of stopping. They'll be up in the economy this round as well. Langara has really got to land those head taps if they want to have any chance of stealing the Broncos' guns. Sky's already starting the train moving, followed up by Prestige. Boise State up 5-2. Some fire exchange between Rariana and Shy Soup, and Prestige takes him from an off angle. Boise State not stopping whatsoever and getting the plant very fast.
Saw him out of control there. There's Rariana getting one more on Spicy. Now just alone. Half health Sage. Should have the heal here coming up pretty quickly. Not entirely sure, though. I'd guess 20 seconds maybe. They're going to fire off a sheriff shot. Prestige's going to peek again and is going to land the headshot here. I'm seeing a really disciplined Boise State team right now, and I love to see it so early in the season.
Always want to make sure that, you know, even if you're in a comfortable position where I think we're seeing kind of a skill differential where the Broncos can win those one-on-ones, but they're not letting themselves get in those situations. They're always making sure that they're double peaking, having that backup. And like you said, sometimes we can see the leads blown, and starting to take one-on-ones when you have the person advantage is one of the surefire ways to do that. So it's nice to see the Broncos aren't falling to that. Opening gambit ready to move. We have the Spike Blazer favoring B slightly, but Boise State is kind of going to go through mid too to provide a few backup. Maybe see if they can just find one quickly. Prestige using the Seekers throws that out. That'll give them information on where those 2 defensive players are. They move in as a unit coming on down, and Prestige gets Vincent Van Gogh. He is Vincent Van Gone now. Shy Soup, though, fighting back. Prestige still able to trade. Kivo takes out Prestige and then gets the res. This could turn things around for Langara, but Skies comes in with a hero play, and the spike is down, so now Langara is on the clock. They have got to find a way to defuse this spike, and that's just not going to be an option with Skies and Damio putting the period in the sentence for Boise State.
6 players up, 6 players down in that round. It's now 5-0. For Boise State, for the Broncos, and this is that territory I was talking about, where this is starting to look like Boise State has the opportunity to sweep this going forward. They just look so controlled, so disciplined, winning their 1v1s. Nearly everything in the kill feed looks to be a headshot. Everything's so well timed out. Their util usage, their timing, where they want to hit sites, what locations do they want to control. It all looks so like a well-oiled machine.
Quick peek into defensive spawn. They're going to try to take Boise State unawares. We'll see how well the Broncos can deal with that, although if they're committing to a charge, they're taking their time to do so. I want to wait just a little bit. Gets it's still no problem for Damio. Lands the shot, flawed with a shot, but oh my, he picks up a double. He's going to get on out of there. Might try to get one through the blinding or move back a little bit. Has to take the spike. Doesn't want to drop it and leave it in Langara's hands to just patrol. Move over with a quick teleport. Boise State has already got A cleared wide out.
It was a really good read after they got 2 there and cleared out the 1 in A. They took immediate control of A. That spike is going to go down here. Rihanna holding an angle, going to get 1. Isn't able to get the 2nd, though. Spicy's going to walk away with the Phantom here, having won that duel with the Stinger. Going to rotate all the way around here, but in a 3v1 situation, looking to peek another Bronco, and there's a headshot from Daimyo. Going to end the 6th round. 2 HP, by the way.
He was in a situation where the other team was charging on him 3-on-1 through B, and yet they never was able to get a double peek on him.
Yeah. Then, yeah, they took it. Weirdly, they took a very aggressive but slow tempo to that. They're very aggressive. They want to take a lot of ground, but they're slow to do it. And they peaked Daimyo 1 by 1, which, as he's demonstrated, you don't want to do that. You end up losing your head in the process.
Early smokes throughout mid. Daniel's going to hide out in one of them. But they're both looking the wrong way. You could pick up a juicy double here. We'll have to see. Moves? No, not able to get the flick. And now that's a very forward position for the spike to be placed. One of them's going to maybe have to grab through the smoke to get it. It's evened up by Skies. Boise State, Langara, each sitting 3.
You control spike once again. A lot of Broncos sitting in mid here. Actually, all 3 of them, as all 3 of Langara are controlling the vital exits and entrances here. Smoke's going to go up. This guy's going to rotate through it. Rihanna's about to take another fight. Scalera's going to get one, but they found my wire. Shy Soup gets one. Now that name was a little confusing to pick up at the start.
It's almost a little bit of a mini tongue twister in and of itself. Meanwhile, you've got this Omen here who has picked up a double, and if they coordinate this right, bit of an awkward situation for the Broncos. He's trying to avoid a situation where they both double peek him, but he's running out of time. He's got to plant that spike now. Take a bit of cover on A. Skelesis goes in for the plant. See how well the coordinated from Langara push is. Smoke off one. Shaisu peeks out around and picks it up. Skelesis not deterred by any sort of person advantage. He claims it and looked like a collateral too. A little bit of showmanship on top of that round win.
The decision to gain high ground there, you know, they don't entirely know where the spike planted, so going to take the high ground. The smoke was well aimed. Skelesis was moving that direction, but at the split second, dodged it. Poor timing on the side of Langara, and it's going to end up in you losing an advantageous round.
What was probably their best opportunity might have just slipped by. Boise State bringing out a Wolf to get some peeks on toward B. But it might just be them lurking. I mean, look at the bait that they're having out right now onto Langara, whereas Boise State is sneakily moving over toward an A that is wide open.
Yeah, they leaned heavy into the B site this time around. I think they're starting to realize that nobody's here right now. I think Boise State's about to quickly discover as well that A's pretty wide open. The spike is about to go down right there. There's Skies throwing down the cage, going to secure a sight line, going to spray through it. Not going to find one. Rihanna, the flank here, is going to get one though. Omen might decide to peek Rihanna. Flood hiding the smoke is going to find Skies. Gets a little bit of damage off. Going to throw out the Roomba. Going to blast pack out of there though. Shy Soup is going to pick up one. Now in a 2v2 situation for both these teams.
Spike ticking down, not a lot of time for Flawed to move in, and we're again to another 2-on-1, but Boise State has the advantage of defending the spike. Just wait. Oh, they're going to bait out the defuse. Damio manages to clutch it, looking for one more, and he falls. But, I mean, they went 7 whole rounds before one fell to them.
This is
not a bad
close.
Pace.
Yeah, no. Oh, 4 seconds. Never mind.
I'll try to be even more poor next time. It'll be hard. Oh, but I'll try.
And I think it's really Boise State's speed in planting the spike that has really helped them to get a lot of these victories, as they're just not leaving Langara with a whole lot of time to do what they want to plan out to do.
That was a really good win on that fight. Even though getting set back by the blast back, it almost helped Daimyo out in a bit of, if Flood wouldn't have done that, maybe the crosshair would have been in the perfect position to take out Daimyo. And having been at half health, having to take on 2 different opponents, you basically have to play that situation perfectly. Going to get blinded, though, right after using the Raise ultimate. Going to put a pause in it. Finds one. Going to find it, though. And that's an A side completely open. Going to spray some corners here, predicting where an enemy is. Not going to find it, though. Going to take these situations where they can. Gain more ground. Ooh, but Flood is going to find Skies. That's a mid controlled. And Vango's going to find one as well.
Plant goes down for Boise State. They'll move back, throw out some Seekers, see where the 2 remaining players are. They'll converge on just basically the same spot, so that should tell Boise State where they are. They'll move up. Smoke right now separating them, moving in quick. Prestige lands the shot, now just one more, and he's caught on a double peek.
I really, really like this triple stance here, this rotation all the way around, back through sight, back to box on entry, and just holding it. And then you see the triple swing out to secure 1 kill, the push back in, and then I think it was Skelis was not pushed out, got taken down, but then there were still 2 more teammates to pick it up. And this is exactly what I mean when I'm talking about BSU being so coordinated and disciplined, that if this can stick out throughout the rest of the season, they're going to be a very tough team to deal with.
Moving into round 10, just a little bit to go before we reach the half. And look at Damio, he's already way up in enemy position. Van Gogh didn't even see him. And now you're seeing that Cypher rotate up to try to make up for lost defense, but Boise State has smoked off everything. They plant on B. And again, like 15 seconds, they've already got the spike down. Skies comes in. I mean, they're just playing all around Langara right now.
And there's a flank by Rihanna. I don't think anyone sees, and this could be an easy 3-piece right here. Sees all 3 of them.
Oh my!
Take out the Van.
Rihanna is just getting disrespectful right now, trying to land the double dive.
Wow.
He gets it for the flawless. Boise State is just showing off, playing with their food at this point.
I like the 2-piece. I think pulling out the primary and just finishing it off would have been a little more effective, but hey, you got to showboat sometimes every now and then. But this is just Boise State being so fast into this site. They know exactly how to play this, and it almost feels like they have a read on Langara before Langara even has a read on what they want to do entirely.
Well, Boise State certainly is probably the most confident I have seen the Broncos. They move in with another charge. Shoehawks go flying past each other. Both are going to pick up a blind. It's going to keep the Broncos at bay for a little bit, but I don't think too much longer. Just as soon as they find a way to play around this tripwire, they do manage to take it out. B might be an option for them, or then again, it could be a bait. Langara has really fallen for the baits that Boise State has put out so far. Oh, talk about flanks. This is a good one for Spicy, but doesn't have the crosshair placement to pull it out.
That's the first time I think we've seen Langara attempt a flank like that, and still BSU being very aware of it. And there's 2 more to go down. Do they see Shy? They do. Not before we're going to take down 1, though. But now there's just a lone raise going to go down as well before Spike can even be planted. There's a tempo control by Boise State there. This round they took it slow, where last round they were lightning fast, giving this team all kinds of looks.
Just 1 more round to go in the first half, and then Boise State will change over toward defense. See no reason to believe that they'll be any less impressive there with the way they're playing in this first half.
Langara has 5 ultimates. 5 ultimates. They've been holding on to them for a while. They've at least had 3 to 4 of them available for them for 2 or 3 rounds. They just die before they can even feel like they have a specific situation to even use them in. But at this point, it's the last round. Just use them. Just try to find something to use here.
Skelis and Skies already picked them up, and it's just an avalanche. Within 5 seconds, the entire team is cleared in a flawless.
Flawless, which I think all headshots as well. They all found the heads of the opposition, and it's a beatdown. And you mentioned it before. There's a bit of a skill gap between these 2 teams. You know, rank wise, you always go into the game with that sheet in front of you telling you these people ranks and these teams ranks. And I'm always sort of skeptical to judge teams based off of that information because you never truly know. But this is also one of those things where watching the Broncos play this match, I'm curious to see whose map pick this was. Because if this was Langara's,
I don't think it was the Broncos.
I don't think it was the Broncos either.
Langara's.
So I'm even more scared to see what will happen in second round, as BSU only needs 2 more rounds to close this map out.
The Broncos are a real kind of bread and butter team when it comes to the stages. Ascent, Haven, all the classics they have nailed down, and I've not seen them once pick Sunset. Wow, to start off this first round on defense, Broncos hanging behind the wall, whereas Langara a bit split up, half the spike in the pocket toward B. Not a lot of the Broncos have set up. They're relying on that Cypher util to give them a tip-off. Prestige picks the first one up onto Flood.
It's a good double peek right there. Prestige is extremely low. Not able to heal himself. Rihanna's going to get the second here. Shy is going to pick up one on the other side of the map. Do see Skies retreat to the back of the site. Actually go all the way back here. Spicy has a spike, but Spicy's all alone right now.
Still managed to get the plant down. We'll get the extra credits for that and at least put the Broncos on a timer. Free fire through the smoke. Nate's going to throw him back. Skelesis lands one. Both them headshots from Skelesis and Damio. Just one left. Spicy gets one. Gets two! And I love the effort that I'm seeing from him.
That could have made a dare situation. Spicy had a ghost, and all the Broncos, well, actually 3 out of the 4 Broncos left, were pretty low on the HP. So that could have been a dare situation, but going to pull out of the situation ahead. 12-1 here. All we need is one more point, and this is the buy round for Boise State, but Langara will definitely also buy as well, as there's no reason to save money because, you know,
you're at match point. Yeah, you have to go all in here. They certainly are.
Yep.
Boise State also has one Bucky from Skies as well.
If you know how to position yourself, that weapon is about as deadly in this round as you might find a Vandal to be.
Siege moves in, immediately gets a sight on that Sage. Moves in, and Damio and Rariana both pick up one. Boise State up 5-3, closing in toward A, surrounding Langara. There's only one left between Broncos and Victory. He trades 1 for 1, but it's not enough to overcome the Broncos. They win the first game on Sunset.
Very, very quick roundabout. Not even a roundabout way to do it. They were just very straightforward. And honestly, it wasn't even really run down strategies. They stuck to what they know and what they did really well. They controlled their tempo. They had different attack points where they were really fast, where they slowed it down a bit, where they were using their util. They were timing it out right. Their spacing was great. They double peaked with a teammate or triple peaked with a teammate almost every time. That was just a surefire Boise State dub.
And it really seems like Langara's biggest flaw is that they kind of get tunnel vision a little bit. You know, they decide one angle to hold, and they do, but and normally you do want to kind of hold on angle. You don't want to be split up too much, so you're looking everywhere and don't get a good peek onto anybody. But the problem is sometimes you do need to just take a split second to peek off to your flanks and see where they're coming. And you're seeing Rariana just coming right up behind Langara for a good 5 seconds, and no one's checking the back.
Yeah, it's that tunnel vision can be a pretty deadly oversight for any team that is there. Yeah, so you do see the picks and bans there. That was Boise State's W. Next, going to be going on to Bind here, which once again, I'm pretty sure that'll be Boise State's map pick.
Well, we'll just have to find out. We'll take a short break and then get back to the second game in this match. Boise State versus Langara. Will the Broncos end the opening? Will they open the season on a win? We'll find out soon. I can only wait to see. Boise State has just been so good. I can't wait for this next game.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be nothing but. I think it's gonna be like shooting ducks in a barrel.
No, we'll just have to see. Ducks. I've heard of fish in a barrel, not necessarily ducks in a barrel.
Well, it's easier because they're on the surface.
But they can fly away. The fish. The whole point of fish in the barrel is they can't escape.
They're wingless ducks.
And the fish, if you grew up watching MythBusters, like every good 2000s kid with a childhood should have, well, then you would have known that it's not necessarily even the bullets that kill the fish. It's the shockwave that the bullet sends out that just instantly paralyzes all the fish. So you cannot miss. See, that's
fair enough.
It's good to know science and explosions. Thank you, MythBusters. We'll be back after this break.
It's me, your Idaho Central Credit Union app. Rough morning. Is that a mobile deposit? I got this. Beat it, Charlie. We're making money moves here. Cha-ching. And done.
Charlie, come on, outside.
Sorry about the mess. I'd help if I had hands. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Out, 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 out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
It's me, your Idaho Central Credit Union app. Rough morning. Is that a mobile deposit? I got this. Beat it, Charlie. We're making money moves here. Cha-ching. And done.
Charlie, come on. Outside.
Sorry about the mess. I'd help if I had hands. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. We're currently in the middle of the opening match for the CVAL winter season. Boise State going up against Langara College and getting a pretty commanding win on the first map of the match. They took it 13-1 on Sunset. We'll now move over to Bind to see if the Broncos can close things out. And I say if, but I think the consensus around here is that the Broncos are heading toward a W.
Yeah, I really just don't, I really don't think that Sunset was Boise State's pick, and I'm pretty sure, like we said, the bread and butter team of that Bind is going to be that pick. And it's a team that, it's a map that we've seen this team perform really, really well on, and considering that Sunset was a newish map, that they did that much damage to that team so quickly, I can't imagine Bind doesn't have a similar, if not better, outcome for the Broncos.
If it's one of the original team, then the Broncos sure do love it. This is kind of the main thing, the main takeaway. And we saw in the last round, too, we also see, if we can look at the picks and bans, we see that things have shaken up a bit. I mean, we were talking a little bit about some of the other stages coming in, like Icebox, but you've also got Breeze back in the mix as well. Lotus is still in there. And those
and
three
Lotus
stage...
were the two maps that got changes, too.
But Ascent, still kind of the constant. Ascent is always Ascent. I mean, it's just kind of, everyone's content with the way it is.
Yeah, I almost wonder what Riot's outlook on Ascent is, because it just seems like at least to my knowledge, they have come out and said that every map at some point in the future will get some changes, will be taken out of the map rotation. But I almost wonder if they're going to plan on, hey, let's just keep Ascent that one map.
Yeah,
that
just
never really
one
changes.
stage. It's the opening stage. Part of it's used for the tutorial. Everyone knows it.
I could see it as being like a Dust.
Yeah.
Where it's like the original Dust was still like a fan favorite, and when they do remake it, it'll be even better.
There's a risk to that too, because if it's a fan favorite, if you're messing with the fan favorite,
yeah, you run a risk of turning your fans against you. But nevertheless, the map that ends up being, I think Boise State could take them to any map and probably still walk away with the W.
All right, Boise State now getting into the agent selects.
I love the Skellis pick.
Yeah, we haven't seen Gecko too often, but everyone loves Gecko, not necessarily for him, but for his companions. Everyone the companions steal everyone's heart. And we're seeing just a little bit of indecision right now but we have plenty of time, north of a minute. Well, a little south of a minute, I should say.
We do see Skies back on that home frontier of a duelist role. Seeing double initiator, double controller meta here. This would be a little interesting to see here. Rocking with no Sentinel, and the changes to KJ are probably the reason why Boise State's going with this. In that it's not necessarily that KJ's completely out of it, but just not the same anymore. You have to be a little more methodical with where you place the turret and using the other util, as Riot sort of explained.
There are certain places, like the classic setup on Ascent, where it's not as big of an issue, but the turret just can't hold as wide of a fisheye view, if you will,
Yeah.
of the entire stage.
It went
So,
from 180 to either 90 or 100.
100.
100. Yep. Yeah, that's a massive. It's a massive decrease. But they also updated those visuals for that visual representation, so you get a little bit bigger understanding of what exactly my turret can see now. But it's still one of those things of it's a pretty big nerf to that turret.
All right, Langara defending first. Boise State will attack first, just like last round. And if anything is to be believed, I think Boise State is going to take these rounds quick and fast.
Yeah, I don't think, and I think Boise State's going to know exactly what they want to do at every second of the next foreseeable 12 rounds that this half will go for. I think they'll know exactly what they need to do every step of the way. But Langara has the right read as well. They're going to force stack the entranceway, and as Pistol Round will call, they're going to push way up, splitting the angles. Going to walk away with 2 though. Number advantage for Boise State, and Vincent Van Gogh find themselves in a troublesome situation.
Oh, Vincent Van Gogh now down to just 1 health, caught in a util animation. Now just the chamber is remaining, and he's caught in his rotation. He's missing with the headhunter, and yeah, just like the sheriff, that's a gun that's designed to get those head taps, and if you missed, you will be severely punished.
You spent $200 for that round. Every missed round is quite literally a gross loss.
It's a kind of a bit of a risky strategy Langara took. I mean, I guess they were trying to take the Broncos off guard, but even then, it's always a risky proposition if you're the defending team pushing past the chokes.
Yeah, I do like the idea of into pistol round, first round. Let's just stack. Let's try and do as much damage as we could. And we saw they got the first elimination, that first blood, but they just couldn't stick it through.
Well, it seems like Boise State kind of predicted it because they didn't charge into the main corridor at all. They just hung out to the sides and waited for Langara to push out. So they just kind of read them like a book.
Yep. And they split the angles too. They all weren't sitting one side. Ooh, this could be dangerous. They're going to clear out that corner piece. Skies are going to pick up 1. This is B site pretty wide open. The Viper is going to rotate back in though, as some fighting is going to happen in a long read. Rihanna is going to pick up 2 there, as the rest of the Broncos are into B site. And Spike's going to start being planted.
Spike planted.
Oh no, Boise State was. Boy, I gotta remember that flanks are something that Boise State has memorized down pat. Partly because they like doing it so much themselves.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a team that you're going to catch off guard many times here. And even as Skies was sort of looking down there, they had, Skies had Scalaris that was also there to back them up, if anything. They just didn't know that the Viper was here sitting in this corner, and if that peak would have been timed a little bit better, they may have won those fights, but unfortunately they didn't, and now it's 2-0, Boise State's favor. But they do have money. They finally have guns. Let's see if they can do anything with it.
For a bonus round, they purchased pretty aggressively, and so now they have 2 rifles they can use. It's not going to be that much of a gun difference, especially if Boise State closes the gap like this, but they're not looking for Shaisu, picks one and gets out of there. Now Boise State is going to have to deal with a 1-person disadvantage. They get that spike down fast, though, so they can move into post plant. One-way smoke placed by the Viper. And try to spot any of Damio's Tootsies as he moves in towards site, tries to rotate around, catch someone off guard, but everyone's just kind of waiting out this util.
Ooh, going to be spotted by the dog here. Prestige is going to rotate quickly to help out Daimyo. They're going to get 2, though. Vincent Van Gogh is going to find 1. Prestige still alive, though. In the situation, Shai is going to get 1 down to a 1v1. And Prestige knows exactly where to put the crosshair. That is a clutch up plus a 3-piece for Prestige. 3-0 for BSU.
Relatively new player from Zionsville, Indiana. Was a major get for the Broncos. Came in as one of the top players out of high school leagues and has certainly made a name for himself in the collegiate scene ever since.
I do like the immediate rotation that Prestige did there of get spotted by the dog, the immediate switch around of I need to help out my teammate. The much more team-oriented culture that I'm seeing from the Broncos right now, and I'm loving it.
1.5 minutes for the Broncos to do whatever they want, and seeing as how normally they plant the spike with more than a minute left, might as well just basically be no clock right now for the Broncos. They've got all the time in the world. Oh, this is some... Oh, yeah, and immediately call it out with the dog, and they collapse on it. Nice coordination from the Broncos. They are not showing any sort of signs of slowing down. And another flank attempted by Flood, but Broncos not having any of that.
There's Daimyo as well, taking a step back, helping out Prestige, helping out the teammates. There goes out a blind, going to get Daimyo. Daimyo realizing it's a 4v1. They got a Sheriff, though. If you don't treat them carefully, they might end up... Nope, yeah. When you just get collapsed on like that, there's really no chance you have. Did lose 2 in that round, but nevertheless, a massive success for Boise State as, I believe, yeah, Langara... That was their save round, so now they're back on a bye. And I'm seeing an operator from Shy here. I imagine you're going to be holding B long, which I think Boise State might be playing into.
They just might. We haven't seen any sort of opping coming. What we actually did see in the last round of the first half, we did see the op be brought out by Langara. And they instantly took out the opper. So we only had one. Oh. I called it. I just called it. No op for you.
Don't see anybody pick it up as well. Could be the rotation on back after post plant if they even decide to do that, because they probably don't even need that. They don't predict float up there, though. Going to get one. Sky's going to get the trade, though. Vincent stuck in a pretty tricky situation. May have been spotted by the dog. Was spotted by the dog, in fact. We're going to get the call out from very own teammate here. Pretty high flash, trying to catch over the top of the roof. Reround off the edge on a spicy. Reround is still holding this angle, trying to catch Kivo. Prestige is going to get Vincent in the corner, and there's Rihanna to get Kivo, but gets one as well. Langara having 2 ultimates available to themselves, as well as Boise having 2 ultimates. Both Brim and Gecko can kind of counter a Viper's Pit, so they've got to be careful on where they put that.
It's also a question of how soon do they play that Viper's Pit as well. Because sometimes you see someone just rip the Viper's Pit instantly to close off an entire route. Nice lineup from Ruriana on the Viper, no doubt. Remember, it's a perfect shot! My goodness!
They have got this timing down to a beat. It is like an orchestra as Galaris gets one as well. Gonna slow it down a bit for just a half a beat here, though. Gonna use the dog to get information. Clear out the corner here. Rihanna is spotted. In you. Gonna get trades here. Gonna get the flash on Vincent. They may be aware there's Skelesis getting another one and getting a third to boot.
I've heard the expression, it's like trying to play Van Halen on a guitar. Not everyone has that level of coordination and skill, but when you do, it just rocks. And that's what Boise State, I mean, it wasn't just the lineup on the Viper Molly, but it was Boise State pushing forward at the exact moment to make them walk into it.
And with, I believe it was at least 2. It could have been 3 as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it was at least 2. Pushing with a certain amount of man advantage of, you know, the defenders see that, we might back up here. Of either take the fight and win it, take the fight and lose, or back up into a molly. And in that case, they did both those options. They lost one player as well as backing up into molly, taking damage here. Do see Langara holding close into B long. Sorry, A long. They're going to proceed to push forward here. There is no Boise State player to put an end to this. Prestige is going to use Seekers. Shy gets caught, gets blinded. The blind fire through the furniture. Oh, goes down, but now they know where this ultimate is. They're going to take it down as well. Langara down to 2. Boise State 3.
Variana gets a triple. And Skelesis finishes things off. Boise State showing no signs of slowing down. 7-0, and it was this point exactly at on Sunset where Langara picked up their first win. Boise State got 7 wins, and it was 7-1. So we'll see if Boise State can beat their pace here.
But so far, I've yet to see. I mean, besides the one Prestige clutch up, by this time there had been maybe 2 or 3 1v2, 1v3 situations here for both sides, and we haven't seen that really happen as often yet. Like you said, there's a good blind though, but Skies is going to go down nonetheless. The headshot. Down the number advantage here. There goes at the molly from Gecko. Evo still playing aggressive here. Going to use that boom bot. Going to go through bolt the smokes. Nope, hesitates, goes back. Rebound is going to find one. As Rebound is pushed all the way into A site here. Vincent might be getting collapsed on as well. Spike is going to be going down. Daimyo and Rebound to get one.
Wingman is going to be retrieved, and any opportunity that we can see Wingman more than once, I will certainly not complain at all. There we go. There he goes, stealing everyone's heart. Go get him.
With an operator as well. Missed the shot. Gonna pull out the headhunter. Gets one. Gets two.
Oh
gets
my
3.
goodness.
Hold on.
Okay.
Slow down a second.
Yeah,
We're at 1-1.
let's stop here.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh my goodness. Let him fly too close to the sun, and then
the glue will melt off.
that is. Boise State is a bit cheeky, I'm not going to lie here. Although it is really funny watching a wingman run down the scope of an op. That is a very funny visual that I'm not going to forget anytime soon.
Good positioning. Chamber didn't expect it at all. I like sticking to the guns of going for the knife, but that could have ended poorly. See this lineup once again. Could be doing the same thing. Yep, the speed rush into Bath. This time around, though, we don't see anybody contest it on the side of A, as we see much more of a stronghold on B site into B mid. They're going to go for the full rotate around, but this is a save round for Langara. So this could be dangerous. Only armed with a stinger here. Takes a little bit of damage from the molly. There's Riviana on the flank. Is vulnerable, though. Going to have to be careful for a second. Nope. Don't have to be careful at all when you hit heads. Skelesis get one as well. Wingman going to be used to plant, freeing up a gun that you don't have to waste on planting that. Spicy's going to find one as well just a couple seconds ago. Sees Prestige. Prestige stuck in a corner. Going to go down to Shy.
Skies gets the pick, leaving Shy Soup all alone by himself, and they aren't going to toy with him this time. They'll just close things out, make it a 9-0.
This is just a bullet train that you can't stop at this point.
Shy Soup is going to try to bring out that op again. I think the best that they've gotten with the op is just one. And that's been it.
I don't think they've gotten one.
No. Shy Soup got one with the Tour de Force. Remember the
Tour de Force, yes.
Yeah, the Tour,
yep.
which I count as an op. It's,
yeah.
It's a better op, but
yeah.
He got it up here in Hookah. Just peeked around the corner and shot it right past that crate, but that's the best they've had so far with their sniping.
Wow, gonna get two there.
Oh,
Wow, actually gets that wasn't 2, that was 1 and a team kill as well. I just realized that in the kill feed. Lost the brim on the side of Boise State. Now down number advantage. Ooh, almost used Wingman to scout this location. Is going to use it. Going to clear out the back corner first, but is Skelesis aware of sitting behind the furniture? Going to take a little bit of damage. There goes out the blast pack. Not going to find anything. Into 1v1. Going to go down. Now it's just down to Boise State. 1v4, and that is Langara securing their first round of the match.
didn't really recover from that showstopper misfire at the beginning.
No, yeah, that was very unfortunate. Langara also having 4 ultimates to their name as well. Boise has 2, and both of them are really strong ultimates that are definitely round winners.
But Langara in the last round on Sunset too they had 5
Yeah.
ultimates the last round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one.
1.
1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half, and they didn't get to use one. 1 round of the first half Ice Hoops hoping that he can start to turn things around with this op.
I would like to see them be a lot more aggressive with these ultimates here of just sort of, it doesn't need to be a perfect situation to use it, just happen to use it here. I mean, Viper Pit, for example, of locking down a section of a site just so you can maintain control here. You don't need to wait for post plant or anything of that nature. Just allowing you to control a certain section of the map for a guaranteed period of time. There's Sky's getting one, even though they had a bit of an advantage there at the peak out of the smoke. Vince is going to get one. Daimyo to get a second to boot with it, and Skies as well.
The fact that Skies walked through a smoke and a molly at the same time and still managed to come out on top of the situation.
You did good.
I don't know, he just made a beeline for it. I almost thought I was seeing a Yoru decoy with just the way he wasn't even changing his view, except it was raised.
She's still gunning for you.
I was expecting Skies to go down there in that fight, but did not. Walked out better than ever. Oh, and going to get a 3-piece in the round. Looking for 4, perhaps. Now getting rushed by Wingman, plus a couple other Boise State players to boot. The operator being pulled out as well. Going to Viper Molly it off. Misses. The hip fire.
I've seen this story before, so I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to call anything. I mean, Boise State already has it. I mean, you see the spike counting down. There's no chance at this whatsoever, and they're just going to go down to the spike itself. Rub salt in the wound.
Last round before the switch.
Last round and a half here. I believe I saw, I think I saw an operator from the Chamber's hands again. I think they also have their ultimate. Yeah, they also have their ultimate as well, so it could have been that. No, they actually have just, it's just regular op. So instead of opting up, perhaps having a Vandal and more util. Okay, they're pulling out the double operator. They said the last round, I'm all in for it. There's the blind. There's the rush again.
Oh, no, they did it. They did it again. That was the first way they took out the sniper, and it's going to be the last way as far as the first half is concerned. They just bum rush it up B long and take out. Get right in his face.
Toxin screen down.
Yeah, holding long solo, knowing Boise State is such a rushing team is a very dangerous tactic. Rihanna to find Kivo. Oh, gets a lot of damage on the headshot through the box. Unfortunately, not enough. Spike is going to go down by Wingman. Not interrupted at all. Flood is going to get one, though, on Skies. Going to get a weapon upgrade as well. There has Viper's Pit here, as well as Orbital Strike, but not going to be able to use it. Seekers were used as well. They're going to go down. And now it's just up to a lonely Viper. Going to get one, though.
He ground the corner. Damio locks it down. Yeah, I have to say, am I going to say it was probably, I'm not going to deny that it was a risky play, just charging right up where the opera should be. But someone who's never really been that good at sniping myself in games, and has usually been on the receiving end of a sniper and cursing snipers' entire existence, I can't say that there wasn't a little part of my soul that was just gleeful at watching a sniper be run down like that.
Especially the double op like that, not having anybody on site to back you up there. I was just wondering where the friendly pressure is. Yeah, it's just, it was pure disregardment for what you've seen Boise State do, and just hoping that, hey, they'll just dry peek me. They won't use util. They won't rush me. They will just dry peek me, and it did not pay off for them very well. All the Broncos have to do is 2 more rounds to close out map number 2 and win their week 1 first CVAL matchup here. The Broncos are going to decide to hold B long on the opposite angles here.
We have 2 possible angles to go through. Blind doesn't pick up anyone from the Broncos. They swing out through. Look at that blind being landed right onto Langara, but they still find a way to fire through it all and take out 3 Broncos.
That nade there was really well placed and unfortunately forced those Boise State players that were defending that location into a very tricky situation. Spike is going to go down here. They do have the number advantage. This could be Langara's second chance to get around here, as long as they don't throw it away.
Time's ticking down as the rotation comes through elbow. Skies takes a peek out, immediately stopped by Spicy. Move right in. Manages
There's
to
one.
take out Chai Soup and didn't take too much damage on top of that.
Uh-oh. Caught the utility out. There goes out Bird. Flood's going to get it, and that's Langara getting a second round here.
If this round, I mean, if Langara manages to win with this gun advantage and Boise State takes the bonus round as things normally go, then you're looking at a scoreline of 12-2. And basically 10 rounds that would have to be run in a row for Langara to just force overtime, let alone win.
Yeah, this will definitely be a situation where Langara they'll have guns. Boise will save here. They might spend a little bit, as you see Gecko having Skelosis, having the Ghost here, but they have so much buffer territory in terms of rounds to go off of. They don't need to force anything at all. They get a solid amount of information as to there's probably 3 or 4 of them rushing down B long. Do you see the rotation trying to go for the flank here? Still, the duo sticking hard onto A. Kivo now clearing out all. Hookah. The big flank. Didn't have the lineup to get somebody, though. Now they're aware you're in the back lines, and down goes Daimyo. Oh, and a headshot, but it's not enough.
Boise State certainly is accurate, but it is the gun advantage that is going to win the day for Langara.
How this will probably play out is Boise State now has full money to buy everything they want, full kits, full everything. If it goes the way the whole match has been going, Boise State will take this next round, make it 12-3 here, and Langara will have enough money after winning second round to buy full guns, and then it'll have about as even a matchup as you can at match point.
They had such a wide margin that they've really denied Langara the luxury of being able to bonus here.
Yeah.
Everything goes to match point from here on out.
Oh.
Skies gets the first. Langara's all caught up around Fountain. Really looking off to the side as Boise State just shut that down. He got the one lurker, and now they can just focus on one single corridor.
There's a second as well. Shy going down. It's a massive push from B-Long. There's no separation. There's no attacking from different angles or applying pressure at different locations. And after that massive blind, Daimyo's going to pick up 2 here. Now being pinched from all sides.
No chance.
Yep, there it is. And there's just if you wanted a round to sum up the difference in how these teams play, that's the round where I would have it, where it was a 4-stack onto B with only a single lurker onto A, who won the gunfight in their own, who lost the gunfight in their own spawn, by the way. So once Boise State has these guns in their hands and the advantage is equal to back in their favor, there's really no other choice Langara has.
And you also saw the final spike holder right there. There was kind of no mobility. They just kind of slowly backed toward Fountain looking down the hallway. They did peek off to the right for one chance, but normally for a hero, you see them use a smoke, use an ability, something to get out of there and change things up.
This guy's an absolutely deadly peek there. Just picked apart the pie. Rihanna's going to pick up 2 here, and now there's only 1 left. This is match point for the side of the Broncos here. A lone Viper. Rihanna's going to get the team elimination onto Skies, who activated the ultimate. Going to peek, going to lose the fight. But now they know where you are, and they're running to your location. There's a big blind. They're going to peek here. They're just going to end it. Prestige, the final elimination of the match. And that is BSU winning week number 1 in CVAL.
Relatively simple first match for the Broncos, but a long way to go indeed. So there we go. They're confident after that first. We'll come back to them in a few weeks and see if that same confidence is right there. But hey, a W is a W.
Oh yeah, massive W. Week 1, like I sort of said, you got to come out with the energy to just take it all for yourself. There's really got to be no hesitation, and that's exactly what they do. They allowed Langara 3 rounds in the entire series. 3 rounds. It was 26-3.
with, again, multiple rounds where they pulled out the knives. That could have been,
Yep, exactly.
So those could have easily gone over to Langara, but even still, I mean, when you leave 3 rounds, I think we hinted that it was just an overall skill and experience differential. And the Broncos came into this season well prepared. So do you have any other closing thoughts before we send it out for the day?
I'm excited to see the progression, the development of this team. This is even against an opponent that clearly just wasn't up to their caliber. They kept a certain level of cool-headed and teamwork and discipline. So I'm really excited to see them play against some tougher opponents.
Well, that's going to do it for today, but we will leave you with the top 5 plays of the game. Brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard. Invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. That's going to do it for us today. Congrats to the Broncos for a win, and enjoy your top 5 plays. And we don't normally see Skies in the sentinel position. He is like a jet main through and through in his history, but maybe he's picked up some new skills to impress us. Going up Boise
here. Prestige is going to rotate quickly to help out Daimyo. They're going to get 2, though. Vince Van Gogh is going to find 1. Prestige still alive in the situation. Shai is going to get 1 down to a 1v1. And Prestige. Broncos here. A lone Viper. Rihanna is going to get the team elimination onto Skies, who activated the ultimate, gonna peek, gonna lose the fight. But now they know where you are, and they're running to your location. There's a big blind. They're gonna peek here. They're just gonna end it. Prestige, the final elimination of the match.
Bit of an awkward situation for the Broncos. He's trying to avoid a situation where they both double peek him, but he's running out of time. He's got to plant that spike now. Take a bit of cover on A. Skelesis goes in for the plant. See how well the coordinated from Langara push is. Smoke off 1. Shaizu peeks out around and hits it out. Skelesis. Go get him.
With an operator as well. Missed the shot. Gonna pull off the head hunter. Gets 1. Gets 2. Gets 3.
Goodness.
Hold on. Slow down a second.
Yeah,
We're at 1-1.
let's stop here.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh. Spike down. Skies comes in. I mean, they're just playing all around Langara right now.
There's a flank by Rihanna. I don't think anyone sees, and this could be an easy 3-piece right here. Sees all 3 of them.
Oh, my.
Take out the bin.
Rihanna is just getting disrespectful right now. Trying to land the double dive.
Wow.
He gets it for the flawless.